here we are with Joe Blue Gonzalez. He's the drummer of Phil Anselmo and the Illegals, and also WARBEAST from Texas. So right on, man. It's good to talk to you. And being you so young, like 23 years old, but you have been a lot of experience. So how did you end up being in Phil Anselmo's band?
Well, it started when I was about 17, when WARBEAST got signed to Housecore Records. Our first record came out when I was about 18, and then shortly after that, Philip was looking for a drummer. He just could never nail down a drummer for his project because he's always so busy with Down. And Bruce Corbett, my singer, and also from Rigor Mortis, he just suggested one day, hey man, just keep it in the family, and why don't you ask Blue to do it? And man, just the rest was history, man. We jammed together, and that was it. We just started tracking, and I mean, we went from never playing in a band together, or never even, rehearsing together, to just immediately listening to songs and putting them on tape and seeing what we liked. And I mean, it's been about 3 years now, and we've just he's pushed me to levels that I never thought that I could really reach as a drummer, and it's pretty cool, man. Just I get to learn from a living legend, and get to pick his brain, and he gets to see how creative he can make me be as well. So it's just been one fucking wild ride, man, of just a lot of information. But I love it, man. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Now let's dissect what you have said. How was to work with Phil on his first record? Because probably I would assume there was a lot of pressure to play in front of like an icon, or it was just natural.
No, I definitely agree with you, man. There was a lot of pressure at first, because the first time I went to jam with Philip, I was 19. So I was 19 years old, and for me, man, it's just, for one thing, to be signed to his record label and meeting him for the first time when I was 17 was awesome. But I've never even seen Pantera live once. And, when I was younger, I think I was about 12 years old, and the last Ozfest Pantera played, me and my buddy were going to go, and my buddy, his dad happened to be a priest at the time, so a recovering addict priest. So we weren't able to go, but that was like, I mean, I'd never at that point had a dream of being a drummer in a band or playing with Philip. At that point, the dream was still to just go to fucking rock and roll shows. So it's just, I was starstruck, obviously, for a good minute, but then, that shit went by the wayside once you got somebody telling you what to do and you have a job to do. And that's basically what I'm here to do, is to try to, perform to the best of my ability and get better and to learn more.
Now, we know that this guy has been like working on this project since forever, but it only came real when once you guys got together. And when we listen through the Exit only, each song is different. Did you have to learn the songs from the beginning, or it was just more like a spontaneous process?
The very first time we went and recorded together, it was also the very first time we went and jammed together. So like I said, it was wake up in the morning and listen to a couple songs, go into the studio, practice them once or twice, and then just start cranking them out. And it was really weird to try to make something your own and try to be confident in something that you don't know. You know what I mean? So there was definitely some tough times where there were certain riffs that they just fucking kicked my ass, dude. Mentally, it was so much information to process at the time. There was a point where I had to take a step back and be like, whoa, man, you're fucking blowing my mind. And I think once I got comfortable with the material, it all really came through, and I feel like I still learn the songs. I'm relearning the songs and learning the songs and what they should be every time I play them, because in reality, this record is only, so old, and it took us so long to make it. And, we don't have, that's the difference between us and some other bands out there that have had years to put together a record. We were really in a pressure cooker, and we had to come out with the best that we could come up with, and I think it definitely comes across in the record, and it shows how much, you know, passion and intensity we wanted to put into it, especially for Philip, because this was, like you said, of his first solo thing. So it's definitely a big deal for him to just come out and, you know, express what he had bottled up inside, and that also coincides with the diversity of the record, because I mean he does have a lot. I mean the central theme, I guess, could be sort of an anger, you know, that he has and has had bottled up, but it comes across in very different ways in each song, because each song is, like you said, very, very different. So it's killer, man, to just try to give everything its own character and its own, you know, its own entity, and make every song a story, as opposed to just, you know, blast through a bunch of fucking riffs.
Now, as you said, like some people have different perspective of Philip Anselmo, not only because of the Pantera, but his persona, and some people probably think that he's a great, but some other people may think he's a dick. So you being now pop, yeah. Now you being part of the band and sharing with him. Obviously you're not gonna do this, but how's working with the person, not the icon. I will probably will go further in making a different question about him as a musician, but as a person, how's working with him? Is it pressure?
Well, it's, I mean, taking aside the fact that I mean, I had to wake up in a room and look around and see nothing but platinum and gold fucking records, like, you know, just to see this man's accomplishments, and to, I mean, it's all down there on tape. Everybody all over the world can hear his accomplishments, and that's a pretty cool feeling. But you take that away, and as a person, the dude is just a fucking genius musically. And I mean, yeah, it's the riffs definitely provide some pressure, you know, having to learn something so weird and so new. But man, he's like I mean, he's like a big brother, dude. He's fucking hilarious. He's one of the funniest dudes. I mean, he's pretty crazy, man. But he's definitely like the big brother, and, you know, just constantly messing with each other, you know, talking shit, having fun, and it's all out of love, man, you know. So it's definitely you know, watch yourself, because there's always jokes going on.
Right. Now you guys had your a split, an EP, the War, and the War Vegan Tunes with WARBEAST and What True Exit. Now everything has been together to put this thing as Phil Anselmo and the Illegals. Why the Illegals?
For the split, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, it was just really, WARBEAST had two songs that we'd just been sitting on that we didn't get to put on the first record, and Philip had a couple things that he had, and it was just a really good promotional tool, and just good for everybody, you know, to just get the fucking Wiggles out, man, and jam and get some more material out there for the people. I mean, it took WARBEAST quite a while to get our record out as well, so it's just nice to have more of a repertoire out there, and just more music for the fans to hear, man. And I mean, it's definitely killing us that we can't be producing more and more and more right now, but I mean, again, this is only the Illegal sophomore tour, so we want to try to build up definitely a lot more momentum, and, you know, make it worthwhile for everybody. It's just a nice big process to make another record, but it's always killer. It's always a good feeling to just have something out there for everybody to hear, and more is better.
Now, are there any plans to go to South America? Because I know you guys are going to be gigging in North America and probably Europe.
Yeah, we do have we got this West Coast run, and then we have the European festivals in June. As of yet, we don't have anything booked or planned, but I mean, I don't ever rule it out, man. You never know how Philip is is going to feel, and if the offers are there and the demand is there, I mean, why wouldn't we go down there? I mean, we're already doing, you know, the punk rock style thing here in the States. You know, I don't see why it wouldn't be no thing to go down there and do it, which, you know, I'm sure me and Steve we have, you know, we would love very much to go to South America just to go jam.
Now, yeah, let's talk about WARBEAST. Destroy is going to be the second, well, actually, yeah, the second, and it's going to be released. No, it was released in 2013, right?
The WARBEAST record, the Destroy? Yeah.
The Destroy, yeah. And it was Phil Anselmo who also produced it, right?
Yeah, he produced that one and the first record, and was very hands-on both.
And how's working with him as a producer now, like different than as a musician or as a person? How's his role as a producer?
As a producer, he's mainly more focused on the overall mix. I mean, if there's something blatantly obvious in the riff or in the song, or I mean, because the dude writes hits, you know, he has with Pantera, he has with Down, and hopefully, you know, we can sneak in a fucking grindcore death metal hit somewhere, you know, that would be nice. But it's just, you know, he knows what it takes to make a really good song, and you know, if there was very minutely a certain part that just, you know, that just hold your attention the right way for WARBEAST, you know, he might give us a pointer here and there. On this second record, man, I went in there and I blasted out my shit in about 2 days, my drum tracks, and every time he listened back to it, he's like, cool with me, like it. So it was definitely a lot easier for me this time around for the WARBEAST record. I mean, that's my band, that's my shit, so it's like there's a different level of confidence there for me because I've been in that band since, I mean, for as long as I can remember, and it's, you know, that's like second nature to me, jamming with those dudes, and that's what I'm hoping to do with the Illegals here soon. Just be that cohesive unit.
Now, is Casey still doing the bass? Is he gonna be like a new member, or
Casey is in WARBEAST, and he's gonna be a permanent member. And I'm very glad about that. He's a very solid bass player. He's probably one of the better ones I've worked with. Him and Steve for sure are probably the best bass players I've ever played with. I mean, it makes it a whole lot easier when you have somebody on stage that you know you can count on. Because Scott Shelby likes to get a little, you know, Shelby'd up and and gets a little wild. So, and then you have Bobby. He also does the same.
Right on, man. So I would assume that you guys are still, well, probably known as an underground band, but at the same time you have an insider who is like a very well-known person in the actual metal industry. So how does you feel, because you are in both sides of the music industry, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's cool, man. I mean, it definitely, you know, helps the ticket sales for the Philip band. You know, it would definitely be a lot different if it was just the Illegals going on tour, for sure. But I mean, as far as WARBEAST, like, Rigor Mortis is just iconic from Texas, and they're, you know, I mean, if you're from Texas and you're into thrash or metal and you really don't know who Rigor Mortis or Gamacide are, then I don't know what the fuck you've been doing with yourself. But honestly, man, I don't know if you know Gamacide. Yeah, I do. Scott Shelby's, I fucking love Gamacide. Rigor Mortis is bad as fuck. And Mike Scascia's and one of the most amazing guitar players ever. But the chemistry and Shelby had with Rick Perry and all those dudes in fucking Gamacide, dude, that's my shit. Gamacide rules. Like, I wouldn't mind redoing a bunch of those songs. That's how much I love those songs. They're fucking awesome.
Awesome, great, man. Now, just to wrap it up, what should we expect from you as a WARBEAST in 2014?
Well, hopefully another fucking either a split, EP or a record, man. I think that's what we're really going to focus on. I mean, there's been a lot of changes for everybody here recently, and this whole year, 2013 it had its highs and it definitely had its lows. So I think as far as WARBEAST, man, we're just going to focus on another record and try to put out something else and just get some more music out there for everybody. We don't want to do what we did with the first record. It took us 3 years to get out a record from the first record. And for most bands, that's fucking done. You're done. You're over with. So for the fact that we got a reception, a very good reception on that record, and it's really cool, man, that people still fucking love us. We're still relevant, and we're still fucking hungry, man. So that's definitely what needs to happen with the Beast, is another record, and hopefully later on in the year, another tour. Maybe if everybody has the confidence in me, maybe pull off a WARBEAST, another WARBEAST Illegals tour, and maybe I can do back-to-back, do short sets for the people. You know, that's always something to strive for.
Indeed, so we're gonna keep an eye on all of you guys, because you obviously in some way represent the Latino people in the scene, right?
Sí, claro que sí.
La raza, indeed. All right, bro. So thank you very much.
¿Qué pasó, la gente del Santuario del Rock? Right on, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And January 10th is the kickoff in Houston, Texas for the Philip H. Anselmo and the Illegals tour with hymns and opera.
El Santuario del Rock.com. Noticias, entrevistas exclusivas, videos, reseñas de conciertos y festivales a nivel mundial, crónicas de bandas nacionales e internacionales. Todo esto podrán encontrarlo en santuariodelrock.com.